What's up, everybody? It's Luke James, not the singer. If you're looking to get your music reviewed, you can hit up this email that's right here. But right now, you are tuned in to episode 9 of The Rundown, and this is just a little series where I give you quick and brief opinions on some of the albums and songs that have come out. So rather than giving you this long intro, like I've been known to do sometimes, we're just going to jump right into this with DJ Khaled's track called I'm the One. This one features Quavo, Lil Wayne, Chance the Rapper, and Justin Bieber. And if I'm being honest with you guys, which I always am, I kind of feel like everyone is just going through the motions on this because all it is a summertime banger. It's not like they showed up on here to make some really deep track or something that is going to change the hip-hop game. You got Chance on here spitting about making coochies melt. Lil Wayne was more than happy to auto-croon on here about popping mollies and his ex. And of course, Justin Bieber is on here with some pretty solid vocals to tie everything together on the hook. So I thought this shit sounded all right. You do have Quavo on here as well doing his usual sing-songy thing. And I still just don't understand why people go bananas over these Quavo features. I mean, don't get me wrong, he sounds good. But people sometimes talk about Quavo like he's top 5 or some shit. And I personally don't get it because I think the other two members of Migos are way better. But if you love Quavo more than me, feel free to fill me in the comments section. And as for the production, before we wrap this one up, all it is just some sugary, poppy, Candyland, bubble bobble type of shit with a lot of bright synth effects and a little bit of bass on it. So it is good for what it is. I understand it's just a summertime smash hit, maybe something for the cookout, some pool parties, so I can appreciate that. But I would give it a 2.5 out of 5. I mean, there's no way I'm going to go out on my way to listen to this. I would probably turn the radio off if it came on. But if it did come on at a party or something like that, I would understand and I would be able to work with it. Even though I'm washed up and no one invites me to parties. Second on the list is Young Thug's track, All the Time. And pretty much, you know, I can just say the same thing about this that I say about pretty much every Young Thug track. If you're a fan of Young Thug, you'll probably like this. The beat has a bit of bang to it and he's still coming with those screechy, chaotic vocals. But god damn it, man, the hook on this is so bad, it is easily one of the worst things I've ever heard in my life. I would rather listen to a barn burn down and all the animals just coming together in this symphony of agony and terror than hear him just saying over and over, Tampax Pearl, young nigga bleeding on your girl. That is just the most insanely idiotic shit I've ever heard in my life. We are all dumber for having heard it, and I award him 1.5 points out of 5. And I know the blood bleeding thing has to do with his gang affiliation, but the shit still sounds stupid. Do you really want to drive around blasting someone singing about tampons? But thankfully, the third track on this list that we're going to talk about is Snoop Dogg's Mount Kushmore, featuring Be Real, Redman, and Method Man. Now, obviously, just by seeing the title of this track and seeing who's featured, you know that it's just a weed fest, so the content isn't too crazy on here. But sonically, I thought this shit sounded really dope, man. It definitely throws back to those old Snoop Dogg days in the 90s. The beat has this fat bass on it, twisting synth, as well as some talk box, so you're getting that West Coast G-Funk feel. And even the verses on this were pretty cool. Redman and Method Man in particular are not missing a beat, and I really hope we do get another Blackout album sometime soon, because these two still got bars, they have that chemistry, and sound really dope together. So I did like this track. I would give it a 4 out of 5, and this is going to be on Snoop Dogg's upcoming album, Never Left. I'm actually curious to hear what this is going to sound like now because, I mean, if he's coming with this old school sound and shit, maybe he's getting back on track because that last album, Kool-Aid, had a couple of alright songs on it, but overall it's pretty forgettable. Like, even right now, I can't remember too many tracks from it. And speaking of West Coast G-Funk, we got to talk about this G Perico album called All Blue. This one was heavily requested, so I had to make sure that I checked it out and came through for you guys. And I thought this was pretty solid for what it is. It really is just your typical West Coast project with that more modern West Coast sound. And what I mean by that is that a lot of these beats kind of have that DJ Mustard feel. The production really reminded me of YG's album, My Crazy Life. So I think as far as the production, it would help him if he could find a more unique style, maybe get more versatile with that. And even when it comes to his content, it really is just your typical gangbanging, crippin' West Side shit. Although, to be fair, he does drop a little bit of social commentary once in a while and tell some of his story. But I really do think he just needs to find a way to make his sound stick out, because it just sounds like a lot of other modern West Coast projects that I've reviewed within the past year. So I would give it a 3 out of 5. It's cool for what it is. Definitely check it out if you're a fan of that West Coast shit. But other than that, it's not really a game changer or anything amazing. Up next, we have Robert Parker's Awakening EP, and as you guys know, once in a while I like to bring something a little bit different to the rundown, maybe some funk, R&B, or whatever it may be. And right here, what you're going to get is a synthwave slash retrowave project. I think this is really dope. And if you're not familiar with that style of music, basically what it sounds like is if funk music, 80s music, and video game music got together and somehow made a baby. Just all three of them were just put in this jar, all their fucking, gooey shit that would make a baby, and somehow it made this threesome baby. And this is what you get. Some synthwave, retrowave, really cool sounding shit. There aren't vocals on this, although some of his music does have vocals. If you check some of his other projects like Crystal City, which is really, really dope, by the way. So for me, I would give this a 3.5 out of 5. Definitely some good synth music to just vibe with or chill out with. And hopefully next time around, he will get some more vocals put on there, maybe on an album if he has one of those in the works, because that'd be dope. And lastly, we got to talk about this Lil Yachty track called Bring It Back. Now, by no means am I a Lil Yachty fan. I know it's kind of trendy to hate on him at this point, but I would give him points if he came through with something that I thought was really dope. And as far as this track, it definitely ain't it, but the beat on this is really cool because it has this retro 80s sort of vibe. But what kills it, of course, is just Yachty himself. His auto-tuning on this sounds really cheap and wonky. It's not very melodic or nice sounding in any type of way, so I don't know how you could even argue that he sounds good on this. And not only that, but he can't even sing on beat, goddammit. As you're listening through, you'll notice that he's off beat in some parts, and it's actually impressive that you're able to sing off beat because, I mean, rapping off beat is one thing, but if you can't sing on beat, I don't know, man. That shit just really pissed me off. And hopefully we get some remixes on this track, because I would love to hear someone who can actually sing get on this, or someone who can keep beat at least. So for me, it's a 1.5 out of 5. I'm not going to give it too many points, even though I like the beat, because Yachty ruins it with his dumpster juice, extra frothy dumpster juice vocals. But that's it, man. There's the rundown, episode 9 in the books. Got more reviews coming on the way. It's a very busy time of year, so I might even get another episode of the rundown later this week. But as usual, make sure you do all that good YouTube and social media stuff, where you like my videos, you share them, you follow me on Twitter, you retweet the videos, and of course, man, you gotta subscribe to my channel, click like on the Facebook page, and swing by my Instagram. Thank you for watching, everybody. I will see you next time.